Kyle, Carolina Pickleball Club, and wanted to highlight one of the services that we offer at the club, which is technical video analysis. I've got a player here. This player specifically wanted to work on their forehand drive. One of the processes that we go through is we'll take a video, we'll compare that video to another player. In this case, I'm going to compare it to myself. We're going to take a look at kind of the differences and different checkpoints. So what I do is I get this video right at contact and I lock the two players together. That way we can see where we are in the sequence. So if I stop right here at contact, I want to look at a few things. One, I want to look at the position of the feet. I want to make sure that the feet are essentially in a semi-open stance. I want to make sure that the toes are either pointing forward or out towards contact. I don't want the feet pointing towards the side fence. So the feet here are in this range of acceptability, so this looks good. The other thing is, and it's a little bit of a nuance, but I want to look at the shoulder angle. When your spine is slightly tilted, it allows your right shoulder to be slightly lower than the left shoulder, which gives you a natural lift when you swing across your body. So this looks like it's in the range of acceptability here, a little bit lower here on the left. And then the other thing that I want to look at is I want to look at the eyes. I want to make sure that the eyes are locked in on this contact point. So we're looking pretty good here. Eyes are locked in on contact. The feet are in good position. The shoulder angle's in good position. So what are some of the differences in this position? So here you can see there's a little bit more lag, and I have a little bit more runway to contact, where this player, the tip has come around and it looks like the paddle tip is almost passing the handle. Also, if you look at where the paddle is held, you can see that my hand is all the way at the very end of the paddle, where I can see a little bit of the handle that is behind the hand here. So what that tells me is this player on the left is losing a little bit of leverage by not holding the paddle as far down the handle, and also they don't have quite as much lag, which means that they're going to probably have less paddle hit speed. So I'm going to back it up, and we're going to start from this ready position. So again, I'm going to be looking at, make sure that the ready position is looking athletic. So the player on the left could be a little bit wider, a little bit lower, and a little bit more ready. All right, I'm going to start scrolling this forward and start looking at the preparation phase. Okay, so if you see the player on the left, I want you to watch the preparation. What the preparation predominantly is a right hand back. You can see that a lot of the motion is this right hand, and there's not much coiling of the body. Whereas if we look at the player on the right, you can see most of the preparation is actually a turn of the body, and what I want to look for is where the left shoulder is. So take a look at where the left shoulder is. The left shoulder is pointing down court, where over here on the left shoulder is still pointing to the side fence. So that tells me this player isn't really coiled up, they're really using their arm, and what that does is the more you use your arm, then the more you're putting your arm and your paddle behind your body. And that means when we go out to contact, and we want to make sure that contact is out in front, then your runway is a lot longer. And what that means is your preparation needs to be even sooner. So I'm not saying that a long backswing is bad, it's just that the players have to realize that if you use your arm to take the paddle back, then you have a lot more runway and you need a lot more time. That means you have to prepare early. So if we go back and start from the ready position, and let's see which player is preparing early. It's going to be the player on the right. That tells me the player on the left is going to be a little bit challenged with the timing, because number one, they're preparing late, and number two, they're taking their arm way too far back, so they need that extra time with that long take back. All right, so let's start moving this forward. So we're going to move out of the preparation phase into the forward contact. We've completed our backswing at this point, and we're going to start our forward motion. What I want to see is I want to start our forward motion with the rotation of our body. So if we think about the sequence, it should be body, arm, paddle. So this looks pretty good. Both players are starting their rotation with their shoulder turn. But if we look at the lag into contact, we can see as the players are sending the paddle forward, the player on the right has a lot more lag than the player on the left. And what that results in is a lot more paddle head speed. So the more lag, the more that you can send the handle forward and let the paddle tip lag behind. When the paddle tip catches up, it's going to be a lot faster at contact. So we go out to contact. We're going to look at the phase right after contact. So now we can see that the player on the right, the paddle tip has rotated a lot faster through contact. The player on the left, the paddle tip is essentially going the same speed as the handle. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to make the paddle tip go faster than the handle. That's where you get the paddle head speed. So for this player, we're going to work on shortening the backswing. We're going to work on coiling more. So we're going to try to get a little bit more coil. We're going to try to get a little bit more lag and also get contact a little bit more in front. All right, so hopefully that's helpful for you. I'm Coach Kyle. We'll see you out here on the court.